Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday class. Let's have a quick recap of the last class. We read Murli from 21st November 1981 last time. In one line, the essence of the Murli is let go and become an invisible free bird. If we recollect, the Murli started with an entertaining conversation between Bap and Dada. Bap Dada mentioned a very large, beautiful, and a looking, significant looking tree which emerged in front of him. The tree was very beautiful and had many branches. There were various very beautiful and colorful birds sitting on the branches. Some birds from the tree would come and sit on Bap Dada's finger, some on shoulders, and some just continued to circle around. Some just sat at a distance and met Baba through their eyes. They were just happy to observe the pleasure of other birds um, in a meeting with Baba. Baba very sweetly invited all the birds, even those who were sitting at the branches. The birds sitting on the branches didn't come because they were still clutching onto the branches very tightly. They said, make us fly, free us, to Bapdada. Bapdada also mentioned that the clever ones, what they wanted to do and what did the innocent ones actually wanted to do. Bapdada showed them what to do, and yet they would let go, yet they would not let go of the branches, and they would still be clutching onto it. Now, through all of this scene, Baba asked us three important questions in the whole Murli. Baba asked us, have we let go of our false identities? Uh, the second question was, do you pass when you study or when teacher sets a easy paper? Further, Baba questioned, do you let go yourself or when the situation becomes favorable? Towards the end of the Murli, Baba said, not to wait for anything, but prepare yourself. He said, you're a bird, you have wings, you're very beautiful, you're sitting on father's tree. The drama, he explained drama as father's tree. Howsoever weak is the scene, we have to be independent. Our efforts have to be independent. And with the support of finger of Srimad, we have to move on and remove all the blockages and bondages. Om Shanti. Now I would like to invite everyone to share their observations or how did they reflect on this Murli?
Like Baba says that this is the movie. So the film is going on, fixed film is going on. So I was just thinking that when we watch film in the theater, uh, so like in the past, we used to watch films. If the concept of the film is like any serious like. There were Bandit Queen, film on Bandit Queen, or some there was a other where there is a very matlab, some wrong is seriously happening in the film with some character, so it affects us so much. At that time, we after watching for sometimes for many days we think about that film, how it happened, and we were taking all emotions from that, and this should happen, this should not happen. So at that time, when we are deeply in the film, we disconnected from this world at that time. Even we don't register sometimes many things happening around us. And then some other film like romantic film, then daydreaming is going on after watching the film. The films which are very hit and popular. So I was connecting this with that actually this is also happening because we are so engaged in this film, which is we feel this is our life. So, in the same way, now we have to our thoughts at the time of the watching the after watching the film, our thoughts just going on like we are living in the film, uh, and now this is happening in this life also. That all talkings, all uh, uh, thoughts based on this film. So we have to again we are disconnected from our home in this way, and now the solution is again to close the film, like the sister says, na close the storybook and go to home. So like this is a so real film that we are all are so attached with this film and taking all sorrows and all these things. So that's why we disconnected. This is a long film, na 5,000 years film. So long break has come. So just I wanted to share this, that way now we have to again connect with our home. uh, because of this connection, the all problem has come. Thank
Thank you, Sunita ji. Thanks a lot for your sharing. Also, Madhuji shared on chat that True Journey has started now.
Om Shanti. Sister Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Sister, first of all, I want to say thank you, many thanks to Baba and all Sanjeevani members. Now, I am feeling that in, Sita was Vanvas, in the Vanvas. Now, she has come in the shrine of Ram and is differentiating between Madhu and Soul. Before joining Sanjeevani, it was considering Madhu as me. Now I am feeling very happy, Didi, to joining. Soul is uh, becoming alive. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So if there's anything you want to share, you can share after the meditation. Thank you.
Hello, hello to everyone. It's nice to have the perspective of perfection. It is very accessible. For this perspective of perfection to be used and create experiences, feelings based on this perspective. Really realize the importance and extraordinary nature of this angle. With an ordinary perspective, it is as if your life is the life of the doll, and it is very normal to live as I am the doll. And also we listen to the knowledge with that ordinary perspective. And we try to see this life, see this world as a drama. Perspective is that it is my life, but because there is knowledge, we try to see it as a drama. While making that effort, heart is still in the drama. Heart is very convinced. Some dolls in the drama are my family, they are my friends. There are some dolls who are my enemies. Heart very much still feels that, and it is not a feeling that comes sometimes and goes. It is a very natural conviction. Because there is knowledge, we sort of use it with force. Once we understand the ordinary perspective, what is happening, what are the limitations of that perspective, the extraordinary becomes very clear. In one simple sentence, the extraordinary perspective is nothing like the ordinary perspective. This is how we can understand it. It has absolutely no common point, nothing common with the ordinary perspective. This extraordinary perspective is new in every sense. It is not an extension of the old. It is not a better perspective than the old perspective. However, the feelings and perspective was 10 minutes ago. That was ordinary. It is the perspective of one doll. And the divine perspective, ordinary perspective, it has nothing common with that perspective of the doll. This is completely new. And what is new about this? Newness is we are not trying to detach from some people, detach from some situations, try and see some situations as a drama that is in the ordinary perspective, old way of living, old way of seeing. One really sees the physical world, all the situations, all the people, 100% as a show of puppets. Not sometimes, but the whole thing, it is a show of puppets. Who are these puppets? These puppets, they are not people. They have names and they have stories. All those that we call people, they create this shift, internal shift. All the names, all the faces, they are not people, they are dolls. All the dolls have an end. Every face, every name that we can think of, it has an end. It is temporary. And who are the people? People are invisible. People have the form of a very subtle presence. They are invisible, subtle presence. They can be called people because they are the only ones who are living. The invisible presence is silent. It is aware that a show of puppets is happening all around. And while watching this show of puppets, show of dolls, performance by dolls, what can this invisible, subtle presence, what is the purpose of him being in the middle of this doll show? What is the point of this silent, invisible presence? Why does he have to be present in the middle of this performance? The only purpose, using this perspective of perfection, it becomes very clear, natural. His purpose is not for even 1 second think of or see that performance of puppets as real. It is like a fun game. Game to see how powerful he is. Game for him, for the invisible presence, to express his power, express the light and might that he has. And how is he expressing the light and the might he has? Is by staying very clear every second that all around is a performance of puppets, home of the invisible presence, and life and personality, all the relations of the invisible presence are never ever in that performance. Life is not in that performance. His personality is not in that performance. His relations are eternal. They are not in the temporary world of beginnings and endings. To stay in this positioning, this is might. This is master of all powers. He is mighty and he has no slaves in that performance. He has no dependencies because his life, his personality, his home, his time, and his thoughts are spent in the eternal dimension. This is the game for everyone. Some may know that they are part of this game, some do not know. But either ways, all are in this game. All are players of the invisible presence, they are players. Thank you. Hello. It was nice to hear some of the experiences. some sharings. Anyone else would like to share? Also, Rashmi can share.
Shanti Wisdom.
Mhm.
One of the realizations which I had this week was that uh, uh, I think I was trying to protect this so-called role for so long from any untoward scene, any untoward incident. I have come to a realization that it is better that we use all the energy or power or whatever we have to let the role be as it is, so that my higher goal I can achieve and be a witness to it, and have power to reach my higher goal. Shanti.
Is there anyone else? No sounds. Yeah. So we will come to this passage from 5th of September 1975. This is the passage. Just a few lines. Do you constantly remain stable in the angelic stage? Within the light of the angelic stage, other souls are also able to see the light. When the performance of limited actors is seen, then because of the lighting, they appear to be very beautiful. What would it look like if those same actors played their parts in their ordinary lives under ordinary light? The same actors, when they are seen in ordinary situations, like airport or somewhere in the park or somewhere on the street, they are uh, ordinary get up and ordinary light. It's not a special effects light, and they look ordinary. But the same people, they in the performance, limited performance, they add extra lights, extra get up, and the same people, they appear to be very different, very beautiful, enhanced. Everything is enhanced. So there would be the difference of day and night. The difference is of day and night, with makeup, without makeup, or with light, without light. It is a huge difference. So the focus of the lighting completely transformed their features. So in the same way, by performing every act whilst within the light of the Avyakt stage, what would all of you heroes and heroines of this unlimited drama look like? Looks like Alokik angels. Instead of corporeal beings, you would be seen as residents of the subtle region. Even whilst being corporeal, you would be experienced as angelic beings. Each act would automatically attract others, just like with extra lights, and that light creates a special effect. The limited actors, they appear to be beautiful, and everything they do in that special effect of light, it is seen as very attractive. And here the soul stays in the avyakt light, light of divinity. Light is the extraordinary perspective. Perspective is the light. So perspective changes, then there is a different light, and then that light is automatically attractive. It is like a divine attraction for anyone who sees them. Nowadays, the main attraction for the Iron Age people is the limited cinema or drama. And even though they wish to stop this and not watch the film, the acting of those limited actors pulls them. And the basis of that is light. If all the movies are made with no lights, then you watch a movie, it is black and white, or it is no lights, so everything is dark. So all the advertisements on the TV, all the films, all the dramas, or everything, there is no light. Nobody will watch. Immediately, the whole world will shift. If all the ads, all the films, all the dramas are made with no light, any videos made with no light, then nobody will watch. The whole world will stop watching. But the basis is that light. They get special lights behind the scenes. There are lights at every angle. There will be someone holding big lights. So the basis of that pull, why you want to watch it, is because of light. Because in light you can see everything. So in the same way, at the end, after the extreme attraction of Maya, when the finale is reached, the unlimited hero actors who are constantly stable in the zero stage. Zero stage means, what is zero? Ego is zero, means shadows, darkness is zero. When there is zero darkness, it implies there is full light. So unlimited actors who are constantly stable in full light means zero stage, and performing their part with the zero father. The father has zero darkness, zero ego, zero shadows. He is in full light. But if you say just full light, then somewhere the meaning is not grasped. Meaning becomes it is lost in that translation. So language is zero stage, because that language you are able to understand what is zero and what is full light, zero darkness. But in the world, people talk about light, and but there is no meaning, as if those words are used without meaning. So Baba uses every word with a lot of meaning, and there is clarity. There is no confusion when we use Baba's language. Stable in the zero stage and performing their part with the zero father, those who have a divine form of light. Divine form of light, zero darkness, zero stage. Those whose stage is light and whose every act is performed on the stage in the light. That is, those who are double light angels. Such souls will naturally attract other souls towards them. In today's world, apart from dramas, what else attracts people in the same way as the eyes of angels? TV. Many are attracted to watch the various scenes of the world on TV. That is, they come into the stage of descent through it. In the same way, the eyes of angels will work like divine TV. Similarly, the sparkling jewel on the forehead of angels will give other souls a vision of their form of a lighthouse and might house. And clearly, show them the path of their elevated destination. So everyone's destination is elevated. Everyone's destination is Satopradhan. And Satopradhan means even in the limited world, in the drama, they will have fullness at all levels. Body, perfect you know, health, wealth, relations, and each one is destined for that. Some have that stage in Golden Age, some have that same stage in Silver Age, some have that same stage in Iron Age, in Copper Age, but each one's future is this Satopradhan, fullness at all levels, body, relations, wealth, education, everything, everything. Different situations, different um, you know, circumstances, but each one is destined for that. So, as the soul is conscious in the form of being in zero shadows, lighthouse and might house, they are living their own highest destination in the present second. They, with their thoughts and with time, they are experiencing the most elevated destiny. And that is why their eyes and their presence becomes like a TV for others to see their own elevated future, their very bright future, elevated destination. So, in the same way, the Yukti Yukt words of angels, that is, the invaluable words of angels, will fill the aprons of every beggar soul with jewels. There is the memorial that even the deities were so content with the devotees that they showered flowers on them. Just like that shower of flowers, you elevated souls will shower all the powers, all the virtues, and all blessings on all souls of the world. Only through this will everyone consider you to be deities, the bestowers whom the devotees have been worshipping and praising from the Copper Age onwards. At the end, all souls, but especially the residents of Bharat, whose number grows by the end of the deity religion, souls who do not take sustenance from your deity form in the Golden Age, but later, from the time when this religion expands till the end, they will experience your deity form, your form of a bestower, and your form of a bestower of blessings. Yes. So, this double light stage will reveal all of you and the Father. Both zero and heroes will be revealed. The foundation, even now, Baba says, the foundation of that which attracts all of you the most is light. Everything is possible because of light. There is no light, then there is no attraction. Even this film, this drama, it has the light of sun and the moon and stars. They all act as lights. And there is also invention of electricity, which creates light. But if you remove all this light and the same drama were to continue, same roles, there is no light, no sun, no moon, no stars, no electricity. Even in 3 days, just 3 days, everyone will lose interest. There will be no interest in indulging in bodies or food or anything. There will be no indulgence. If there is darkness, it is like time to, it is like night. There is not much, it's like an end. So only because there is light, you can see things, and Ravan uses that light to get impressed with one thing or the other in the drama. So this is the alokik light, spiritual light. And spiritual light is practically, spiritual light is where there is zero shadows, zero stage. Anyone wants to add anything to this?
Om Shanti, sister.
Mhm.
This light which we are reading about in this Murli is the same thing which you mentioned on Monday about the remedy for anger is to expand the time, go into the timeless zone of staying in that calmness. I think this is the same light we are speaking about here. What I understand is that this is the only remedy for anything what we feel. If be it anger or be it if to calm us down, we have to be in that detached state of existence. For past 1 week, I tried doing this for my anger, but I have realized that somehow it is very difficult to sustain myself in that. This zero stage which you have mentioned.
Yeah, sustaining ourselves in that stage is it is done with the intention, and with that clarity and conviction that it is not we are taking advantage of that dimension to have a better life here. That is the life. That is the only reality. There, it is. It has nothing to do how things get better here or not. And then naturally, mind is out of the expectations in the drama. It is not that we can learn from things. We are very happy to improve, but without, we are doing all of that without expectations. And when there are less expectations here, less attraction here, then you understand that it is completely, we understand the fixed and temporary nature of the whole physical world, even the role, even this role, everything associated with this role. It is all temporary and it is all fixed. At the same time, it is fixed. It will happen in its own way. So, with that clarity, it is not just sustaining this, but the pull is towards this, the real and eternal dimension. And when there is pull, you will want to stay more time. Your focus and your churning, everything is in the direction that how to increase this. Churning is not that how to make the drama better, how to make things better here. Churning is to churning, and your everything. Your mind is now wanting to um, find ways, practically see and check what is stopping me, or what are the limitations, why is this is not a strong pull, and we see, look at the reasons, and we find solution to those reasons. That is how it is. That is how it is sustained. In in the in bhakti, many would have heard. These are some stories, still quite. They have some meaning in it. The stories of King Vikramaditya, and the story with Vetal, which was a ghost. So there are series of stories of Raja Vikramaditya, how he would go to this graveyard, or this haunted sort of tree where there were dead bodies, and he was told to get the dead body from there. And he would have carry that dead body, but it was a ghost. It was not dead. It was a ghost, dead but dead ghost. And so the ghost would always start with some stories, and he would say, as soon as you utter a word, then I will go back. So all those stories are there, and after every story, the king would realize and learn that he doesn't have to utter a single word. He just does not have to get involved in what this ghost is saying. But the way this ghost would present stories and present the scenarios, it was so interesting and engaging that every time he made a decision that I will not reply, I will not speak a single word. But once the story starts, it is like slowly, he gets engaged, and he wants to, think, find some logic, find some solution. And he was very intelligent. So that was the challenge he had. So by the end of 25 stories, he finally mastered that art. In the 25th story, the last story, the ghost starts in the same way, and this time he didn't utter a word. He was very clear, and that was through practice. He was practicing that these are all ghosts. It is a ghost land. It is a graveyard, completely completely dead. There is no reality to it. And with that sort of practice and trial and error, he finally mastered, and he was in the very. It was as if he was conscious, and when he was conscious, then there was an interesting story, very engaging. But this time, because he is conscious, he had no engagement with that story. He was not engrossed. He was not participating. He was conscious, and this is very much the reality of this is the way every scripture and all this rich literature that we have, it shows that this world is actually from the spiritual light. Spiritual light is not different. It is not this light and that light. Spiritual light means that this whole world, the physical world, it is not a world. It is not. It is not even a world. It is not some real. Nothing is real here. It is a film. It is a stage, and on the stage there is no reality. It is only a drama, a performance, a play, and so it is shown in different stages. The more you are conscious, it is first a guest house, then it is drama. As light increases, power of light in our own perspective increases, then that same thing at the very end, when there is full light, not end, we shouldn't use the word end, But when there is full light, it is not a drama, it is not just a film, but it is a graveyard. Graveyard, it is empty. Things are happening, but it is as if it is some dream. It is already dead. In full light, the whole thing is dead. So that is full consciousness. And as was said, today morning, that the situations that are about to come are something that we have never thought of or dreamt of. We can never even think. We cannot even imagine. We imagine worst case scenarios, worst possibilities. This will happen, that will happen. But even in that worst possibilities, whatever we have not even imagined, whatever not even thought, that those situations will come. Those situations are coming, and they will only increase. And the only practice is to see from now, while there is high drama or low drama. Mostly there is low drama. Mostly things are good. The going is good. And all the effort by anyone who is sensible is only made when the going is good. There has never been a sensible person who practices when things are things are at their worst. Practice, they may continue the practice when things are quite situations are at their worst, but no one ever starts when things are worst. We say pain message, but pain usually, when there is no prior practice, pain will break, it will completely break people. It doesn't make them wake up. Ideally, it doesn't. It wakes up, pain may wakes up someone who has some knowledge, but where there is no knowledge, the pain usually creates a bigger victim, creates a bigger slave. So here, what was said in the morning, that when the going is good, watch the whole physical reality as a limited play, as a limited drama. And when someone is not projecting their life in that limited play, they can watch it. If they have projected anything in that limited play, if there is even one trace that it is a me, I am in there, or my people, something is there, then we cannot watch. We are engrossed. And the minute you are engrossed with the host, you have already lost it. It is just a matter of time, but it is lost. You have lost it because you are involved with a ghost, some imaginary, hypothetical situations, and it's a different consciousness. So the scenes in the limited play, scenes will be of tragedy, comedy, but it doesn't make a difference. If there is full light, the whole thing is already dead. So there is no difference between comedy or tragedy. Even different roles. We have roles around us who are very appreciative of this role, very very fond of this role. There are some roles who do not like this part. They maybe hate this part. They never want to see it. So everything is there. People who like the role, people who hate the role, people who criticize, who complain. All of that is there. But the one who is out of it, the one who is not projecting his personal life and his personal personality onto that role, they are safe. They are safe forever. And they have found something bigger and greater. So we are not using this to make this better. We are not using this so I sustain this stage, so I make this better. No, this is like a graveyard. Why graveyard? Because everyone's end is fixed. Each one has an end, and everyone's exit is clear. So then it is already a graveyard. So any comments? To make the film actually a film, not just words, but actually a film. Maybe Jashwant bhai, any last thoughts? I don't know if you're free to speak.
Shanti,
Hmm?
uh, I want to share my last week experience. Can I?
Yeah.
Uh, as Didi, we are just working on that, tracking the thoughts. I was working on that much. Uh, so what I found is that one thing that when we track our thought, our attention on the thought get more, and we see that just attention can be a point which help us to overcome the mind, just an attention. Before that, these things are in the word that attention can help you to move away from the Ravan, but experiencing that how attention help us to keep away from the Ravan. And the second thing is that what I found that become the most pattern of Ravan is that I have to. The doership is there, very subtle inside every action. There is a doership which creating a burden in the mind that I have to. In fact, if it is office work, inside there is that I have to. So this is very just as a gift for me to find that what is the thing that which is pulling me down. And third thing is in last Prayogshala, Prashant Bhai said that this is the tendency of Ravan. The attitude of Ravan is emptiness, complete emptiness. So it's very dangerous to have any dependency of Ravan, that because he's always an empty and always try to seek something. So these things are very enlightening for me to see more clear. Thank you.
Ajay bhai, you want to add some?
Yeah, maybe one question is there if we can ask.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So as you shared in the commentary that we believe that this is our world and we listen to the knowledge and try to convince ourselves that this is a film, this is a film. So, so what is the ideal way to do that? Because you know we have to start somewhere. Like we start with ego-based effort, and one day it may convert into soul-based effort.
Mm.
What is the right way to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So the whatever the nature of the soul is when it is conscious, whatever is natural for the soul who is conscious, we have to utilize our time now. Um, the right way is that we take full responsibility of thoughts and time, to be used in the same way that a conscious soul will naturally use. So someone who has zero shadows will be a constant giver. It will be constantly giving sakash, constantly in the service of the mind, through the mind. So this is someone who has zero shadows. This is what they do naturally. But right now, while there is Ravan, there are a lot of identities. If one just takes care of these two things, thoughts and time, to be used as much as possible in the same way. So even though there is Ravan, but thoughts are used for service through the mind. Thoughts are used for Sakash. Even though there is Ravan, thoughts are used to experience the home. Time is used to experience the eternal relationships with the father, with the whole family, and we are continuously, no matter what is happening in the drama, the role is with a lot of people. There is some gathering, some interaction, but inside there are two things: thoughts and time. That just being having determination here in this aspect, that will shrink Ravan. So if there is Ravan, there is a lot of identities, but not even a single thought is given to those identities. Not even a single minute is given to those identities. Sooner or later, they will die. So the method to kill Ravan or defeat Ravan is the same as when the soul is fully conscious, when the soul is. So, what is natural for the soul after Ravan is zero. We are sort of, you know, it is not natural, but we are making the effort. That is why it is an effort. Because effort is there because it is not natural. So, what is going to be natural? We do it right now. That will be the right way. That will, as we said, we start somewhere. So, this is where to start. Thoughts and time, as much as they are used in light, as much as they are used to create light, then Ravan is shrinking. So for sure, victory is guaranteed, and for sure, all heads of Ravan will die. And sometimes, sometimes we may think that we will do service when we are fully ready. We at least have the stage. So that while that is true, that will be natural, but right now it has to be the effort to be in that constant service. So the more we keep the mind also mind involved in creating light, mind busy with Ram. So it is not body can be busy in the task of Ram, some service, and words can be busy. But the catch is the mind to be busy with Ram. So, body and all of that can be busy, some physical service, something. But catch is to keep the mind and time busy with Ram. If mind and time, thoughts and time are there, then enemy is defeated. But here, what is happening is, physically, it is confluence age and yes, service, but only the mind and time is not busy with Ram. That is being used by Ravan. That changes the whole thing.
So that means कि although you are not enlightened yet, but you have to behave like you are an enlightened being. Your time and your thoughts should be like that. Is that true?
Mm.
Is that
Yes.
called trainee angel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
thanks.
Yeah. So Ravan wants, for us to think about the role and the practical things of this role and weakness and you know some weakness and challenges. While that is all good, but to do it less is better, always better. So all the sanskars that we want to finish, all the identities, habits that we want to finish, they will finish with because of the trainee angel. They will not finish when we keep thinking about them, analyze them, or focus on them. They will only finish when our soul is as a trainee angel and time and thoughts are guarded. So the less time and thoughts are used for this role, it is better. The minute role is introduced, maybe it is only to check weaknesses, maybe it is to see where the bondages are. But the minute we focus on the role, Ravan gets involved and somewhere track changes. We have the intention to see the bondages of, but Ravan has taken over and it has. Now we are not a trainee angel, but mind is now busy with drama, with past, future, whatever, but somewhere in the drama. So yeah, trainee angel is is the important thing. And if we even take few days, maybe 2 days, 3 days, to not have any thoughts of the role. So, for example, there are many roles in the world right now that we don't even know exist. There are characters, there are dolls, we don't even know. In your neighborhood, there might be someone, you don't even know their name. So, do you ever think about them? You don't know their name, you don't know anything about them. You haven't seen them, but you don't think about them. So for 3 days, if we just don't think about anything to do with Ananya, no thoughts, we will see that there's such a big shift takes place, as if we don't even know. We don't want to know, we don't know. Someone in the neighborhood, someone at a far distance named Ananya is there. And I can live 3 days without having a single thought about it. Just sometimes, we have to take these extreme experiments and see, just extreme experiment. We don't, maybe not to say extreme, but some experiments. And trainee angel is busy with some experiments with light. Ravan may be there, but as our experiments increase, Ravan will shrink and end eventually. So that was very, very nice. Kavita finally asked.
Om Shanti Didi. Actually, couldn't speak at that time. The one more thing which is helping here is the contrast, as discussed, like Jashwant Bhai and Ajay Bhai. When we are keeping the attention and just trying to see, because most of the time we try to keep attention, but when we see the real contrast, then it's a very it's like a kickstart. So that contrast is helping here. And this was an observation, and just now what you shared is so relevant. because when we don't know anyone, we are least bothered about anything, whatever is going on. But when we know someone, then that is a problem. So I think this is a very good experiment to do this week. Um, because when we don't know anything, it's really good. We can stay in what we know. So I think keeping the whole drama as no drama, no characters, nothing, only the true home and the true family. I think that awareness will help to bring back that natural remembrance, to make it more natural. Thank you so much for sharing this experiment. Thank you.
Om Shanti. In this, I just wanted to add the obligation. Obligations also I have found that it's a subtle Ravan. We always feel I'm obliged to do. So in the whole of this, I feel the obligations part goes zero. So that's a very subtle things. I'm obliged to, not even in a positive way. You are so free that you don't feel obliged. So that's, I feel it's really a great freedom we'll get. I mean, when we do this part, the obligation part goes away because somewhere we are obliged, and then we keep entertaining Ravan so much, and then we get into the drama because of the obligations. Thank you.
Om Shanti. With this, in this discussion, last week only I realized this, that Baba says don't come into the familiarity. So earlier, used to think that we have to keep the things, keep ourselves away from the relations and like from mind. But later realized that 100% of the familiarity is of the soul is with this doll only, and the main focus is to just to cut this off, uh, to don't go into the familiarity with this doll. And last week only this happened, that I was practicing watching this as a film, and it was going good, but then a big blow came and realized that, oh, Soumya was into the picture and soul was somewhere out, and it was a big blow. So this, at that time I realized that this was the case. The familiarity is too strong, and this has to be taken care of.
Mm. What a nice program. We have a nice program for thoughts and time. Mm. The more thoughts and time are in light, then there are guaranteed results. And what will be natural when Ravan is not around? The same experiences, the same feelings. It is as if we are filling ourselves, with those feelings. So yeah, once you are full, you will naturally experience all those feelings. But right now, the effort is to fill the mind, fill the heart with those feelings of the eternal presence. So what are the feelings of the eternal presence? The one who is invisible, nobody can see it, the one who has no language, no sound. What are the feelings? And so right now we start filling ourselves with those feelings. Once you're full, as we said, then that is natural. So we will meet on Sunday. And thank you. Have more discussions on Sunday, more time on Sunday. Yeah, we'll meet then. Thank you. Shanti.